I'm Dan Fitzpatrick, stockmarketmentor.com. And just a quick one today because this ain't going to take long and I'm tired. Facebook. By the way, you don't get to stop being what you are just by changing your name. Just saying. I think Whitey Bulger did that and it didn't work too well for him. So anyway, the point is, these guys are still faceplant to me. But in my view, what's happened here, and it's kind of a representative of the broader market, and that is nothing against these guys. I mean, everything against these guys, but I'm not going to go there now. What's happening is it's kind of like the horse that's been ridden by the bulls. Weird visual, for so long, that's kind of finally, that old nag's kind of petering out, and you can see what's happening here. Now, the last couple times that you've had this big sell, like these big, precarious, like, oh my God, we're all going to die, pullbacks like this, they've been, think about what's going on in the broader market, same kind of thing, these pullbacks. So these were more precipitous though, but they recovered, and user growth, whatever the metrics are, people that are providing data, was growing. Everybody's getting on Facebook, and so this just keeps going. It keeps going up. And I'm not going to analyze the squeeze on the weekly chart and all that. What I'm saying is, this just kept going higher. But the thing that I find interesting now is, first of all, why did they change their name? Don't have to answer that. It's just a rhetorical question. I was just wondering, why did they change their name? And I couldn't think of a good reason. There's a lot of reasons. Hey, we're doing this whole meta thing. We're going to, if you're dumpy, if you're this, if you're that, put on the goggles and you're awesome. That whole thing. Everybody wants a new world that's totally better. So seems like a good business to get into, but it just seemed to me like they didn't have to go ahead and change their entire name. But they did. What makes more sense to me is that these guys saw in advance, and we've got confirmation of what's happening from the earnings and the conference call the other day. These guys saw in advance that, hey, people are giving us the thumbs down on our platforms. They're using TikTok, and damn it, we can't buy TikTok like we did Instagram. Can't do that. And so they're seeing, one thing about Zuckerberg, he is really, really adept. He's a genius at kind of capturing trends, at seeing what's going on, just seeing what's going on with people. Okay, so we're just looking at a true weekly chart here, and this the 200-day moving average. So I think they kind of saw the writing on the wall, and to their credit, instead of just saying, oh, well, we'll go the way of Bethlehem Steel, they said, well, we need to get a new gig. That's what we got to get, a new gig. And so they're in the process of rolling out this gig, this new thing. They're not making, I don't know what the numbers are, if they're even making any money on it yet, but they're setting up a whole new line of business, and that is going to ultimately, the belief would be, it's going to send the stock to new highs. If you talk to Kramer about it, he's such a fanboy of Zuckerberg. This stock is going to be at $1,000 in a year. Who knows? I don't really see it that way. But I don't know. I ain't gonna ever put on those goggles, and I'm never gonna ride in a full self-driving car playing a video game while I let the software program do the work. It's just not the way I'm built. However, now let me get to the point. This is a nasty sell-off. I tried to trade this a couple times yesterday, because if you look at this, three standard deviation bands here, this is it's a felony. It's a price felony for a stock to go 3 standard deviations below its mean, which is the 20-day moving average here. It virtually always, it's like a no bail, no cash bail, like just absolutely snaps, gets out of jail real fast. So it didn't do that yesterday. I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting it to, knowing though that because the miss was so bad, and so many institutions are in this stock, the supply could be much, much greater than the typical supply that you'd see when a stock opens up so bad like this. It's like all the supply, boom, gets rid of it at the open, which is why the stock's down so much. But then the stock will, shoot within minutes, snap back the other way. So I was kind of looking for that. I put a couple trades on and immediately got stopped out. I didn't do anything today on this. But with that said, this is kind of looking to me like it could be, it could be a kind of a 3-candle reversal. We get this one here, the first one, big sell off here. Then today we get a lower low and a lower high. So this is still going down, advantage bears, but it closed higher than it opened. So that's a good thing. It indicates that during the day, at some point, the power shifted from bears to bulls. And so it kind of leads me to wonder whether Monday we're going to see this kind of thing. We're going to see, this move higher here. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the stock to stay above today's intraday low, which was 230. So I'm looking for it to stay above 230 and then ultimately eclipse today's intraday high, which is 242.61. So if this stock starts breaking out above today, not Thursday, if it starts breaking out above today's intraday high, that's when I think you're going to see a meaningful snapback. How much? No clue. I just take them one tick at a time on stuff like this, okay? All right, that's it. If you're not a member of Stock Market Mentor with this market the way it is right now, maybe if you're looking for a little more help, check us out. That's what we do.